Let's take you through how easy it is to update your Into the Wild template. So when we go into design settings, on the left hand side you'll see the color panel we've got here. All you have to do is tap each one and either add in the hex code or use the eyedropper to copy and paste your brand colors into the color bar here. So you usually start with black at the top, white at the bottom, and go from dark to light, but you can actually order them any way you like. It's entirely up to you. So here we're just going to get rid of some of these beiges, and I am making this one white. Next we're going to go into the type styles. So one of the great things about Showit is for mobile and desktop you can have the same or different fonts, and we can set them here: the size, the spacing, the line height, the color, the alignment, everything we want, so that it makes it so much easier to keep everything on the site on brand. So here we're going to change this to a Tan Astoria font. If you want any more, you can simply pick a Google font from the back. Now the buttons as well, again, are pre-programmed, so you can play around, make them any shape you like. You've got a primary and a secondary and also a hover function. So you're just going to pick from the palette button, and then you'll see how it updates automatically. Now in the hero section is a large background image, so you're going to just replace that with an image that fits your brand. This style we're going to do here is for Sophie, a sound healer, and her business name is going to replace the Into the Wild. So you're just going to put this here. You can of course have, it doesn't have to be uppercase, you can put absolutely anything, but you've got this full screen hero here, so you really want to make it a enticing, dramatic image if you can. You could also put a video behind there. It's totally up to you. So we're going to have this beautiful sound healing image, and we're going to say step inside. Now this bar here, it pings to the top. Once you scroll, you would, if you've got a logo, you can just simply replace this with an image. We're just going to do the name here to keep it simple. So you can increase the size, you can change the color, and you want to align it with the rest of the words there. So then it's a case of just copy and pasting the images. Now these ones here are gallery, which means it will rotate through the different images. So you're going to simply bin the ones that are in the template, pick ones you want. Let's say you probably want around 4 or 5. You can just have a static image as well. That's totally fine. And we do the same with the other side. So select all of them and bin, and then we're going to select a few more of our new brand. So those will rotate through. And this second one here, again, you can delete that if you don't like it. You can resize it, you can move it around the page. What makes Showit so easy is that there are no grids or blocks. You simply just move words, titles, images, anything you want, wherever. So you can see how I'm just dragging everything around and just copying, pasting the new copy into the placement of the old. And it does have it can grid lines, so you can find out where the center is of your screen. And on the right hand side you'll see where it says size and position, and you can also center to canvas there. And change the color to anything in your brand. You could also change it to any color at all, but we like to keep things brand consistent. So again, we're just going to place that in the middle, and then we will go and grab our copy. that we have prepared beforehand. And you can make this one column or two columns or centered or however you would like that on the page. Then we can change the canvas background. So we're putting this kind of soft fawny color in the background, and let's change the menu bar and the booking bars as well. So you might want to just play around with some of these colors. What I find is once you do have your color palette, then it's really it's quite fun actually just to go through the site, play around, and it's so easy. You just click the different colors and see which one you prefer. Some of the fonts as well you can make bold, you can italicize, anything you like. And again, these, you have two ways of changing images. You can double click the image, or you can go to the right and pick it from there. And as we have shown before, everything is just double click and then just align. And to click the links, you'll see on the right hand side it says click actions. You would just go there and change the page if you are going to change that to anything specific. So then we want to make sure these are all in our new font, which is, for this one, is Tan Astoria. And you can again play around with the colors of the font here, see what you like on the page. But the main point is that it's very quick and it's very easy. You're not going to be spending hours trying to remember what your fonts are or where your colors are or where your images are. And here I have simply uploaded an entire album of all of my images into the media library. So I've got everything I need that's already in the back end. Just make sure you optimize your images. And if you do upload videos, they all need to be under 8 megabytes. But there is a free app, which is 8megabytes.com, and you just upload your videos to that and it will spit it out within the right file size. So this section here is our testimonials. And again, play around with backgrounds. You could make this a image or you could make it a video. And here I'm just using some stock images and having a look to see how it might look best. You can put overlays on these images. So again, your color palette will pop up and you can play around and see how you like it best. So whichever images work for you. If you don't need anything in this section at all, if you don't have that much content, you can simply hide the canvas, which I show you in another video, but that makes it super easy as well. So every single element here, from the text to the colors to the background to the shapes, you can change just by a click of a button. You don't have to go into blocks and things like that you do in Squarespace. So everything you need is on the right hand side. With the text as well, these are aligned left. If you wanted to align them right, if you look on the right, you can just as well click through. This text align is also justified. If you don't like it justified, you can just unjustify it and do it centered or left. But this is really designed to work with you and highlight beautiful images and your message and make it really easy to customize as your own. If you don't want any of these elements on your page, such as graphics or images, you just delete it. You don't have to do anything else. You just sort of double click and delete it. And everything from font size to display to color. Again, just pick the colors that you want it to be, pick the text, if you want it in 1 column, 2 column, and just make sure you read it through and it's all good to go. You've got some spacing sorted and everything. Sometimes 2 columns are easy to read on the eye. And while you're doing this, you will also be looking at the mobile version, which I haven't shown in this video, just for to make it easier to understand for beginners. Now this background has a gradient on it where you see it goes from pale to dark. This is again something that can look really, really beautiful, and you can see how easy it is just to play around with it. And you might, find a gradient that just you love, or take the gradient off and just have a block color. And here, letters from the Soundgarden, I don't know what that means, but you get the idea. This would be your newsletter, so this will be an opt-in. And where it says join us, that will then link you through to your email marketing software. So very popular ones are Flowdesk and MailerLite. MailerLite is free for, I think it might be under 1,000 sign-ups, so it's a good one to start with. Flowdesk is considered one of the top in the industry. Very, very popular with Showit users because it integrates so beautifully. So here is our finished version. So you can see how, that took less than 15 minutes. We haven't changed anything structurally because we don't need to at this stage. You would obviously update that with your own pop-up and your own testimonials. But that's a completely different site now, and took no time at all. So I'm just going to show you here how to change this pop-up. And there are 2 versions of the freebie in this template. There is a pop-up and there is a canvas. And again, in the training, I show you how you can easily switch them out and update them. So meditations are very popular here, and you can put a link to a SoundCloud file, to your Spotify, to a PDF, anything you like. Yeah, so that's all you got to do is update, copy and click, and it's very easy again to add more. We've kept this at 4 testimonials for the homepage because you don't want people having mountains to read. You want to keep it simple and straightforward on the homepage. They really get a feel of who you are and your brand. So like I said before, you can really play around with the vibe and see how it all comes together. It's much easier once you have your brand plugged in, because then you are not going off brand at all. And here, look, let's have another look at how this gradient perhaps might work. So you can go lighter or darker. You can make it cleaner, you could make it bolder, up to you. So I hope that the customization walkthrough made sense and helped you see how easy it is to update your Into the Wild template.